Ladies and gentlemen, gather round for today's episode of the Trump Chronicles Supreme Court Edition, where the rule of law meets the rule of Trump, and the Constitution gets a little creative interpretation. Today we dive into the latest high drama from the hallowed halls of the Supreme Court, where the Honorable Justice Amy Coney Barrett, our very own conservative heroine, has found herself in the spotlight yet again. But this time, she's not just reading from the script. She's adding a little twist of her own. In a scene reminiscent of a classic courtroom drama, Justice Barrett engaged in a spirited exchange with U.S. Solicitor General John Sauer. The topic at hand? Whether or not the Trump administration should feel obligated to follow pesky things like federal court precedents. You know, those inconvenient rulings that sometimes get in the way of making America great again. Sauer, representing the voice of Trumpian authority, seemed to suggest that respecting court decisions is generally a good idea, except when it isn't, which is always a fun little loophole to explore. Justice Barrett, with the precision of a seasoned detective, zeroed in on the apparent contradiction. She pointedly asked if the administration's selective adherence to precedent was indeed a time-honored practice of the federal government or just a new hobby they picked up during the Trump era. Sauer, caught in the crossfire, mumbled something about it being a long-standing policy, leaving Barrett to raise an eyebrow in disbelief. You could almost hear the collective gasp from the audience, or was that just the sound of the Constitution shaking its head? The verbal jousting was part of a broader discussion on President Trump's ambitious plan to end birthright citizenship, a move that's been embroiled in legal controversy. Lower courts had already done their part by ruling against it, but let's be honest, Trump's team might just consider those rulings as friendly suggestions rather than actual judgments. After all, why let a little thing like legality stand in the way of making bold moves? As the courtroom drama unfolded, reactions poured in from the virtual peanut gallery of social media. Democratic strategist Max Burns expressed his disbelief at the administration's brazen stance, while DNC delegate Seth Taylor chimed in, likening the situation to constitutional brinksmanship. Meanwhile, conservative commentator Cash Lauren took a swipe at Barrett, questioning her loyalty to the cause and lamenting her as possibly the worst SCOTUS pick ever by a Republican. Ouch. But let's not be hasty in our judgments. Barrett has proven herself a stalwart conservative in the past, despite a few rogue decisions that have set tongues wagging. Her recent siding with the liberal justices against blocking USAID funds was a twist worthy of a plot reveal, earning her both scorn and praise. And in the world of Trump, where loyalty is the currency of the realm, such independence is both a blessing and a curse. Now, as we await the final decision on the birthright citizenship case, all eyes are on Justices Gorsuch and Barrett, Trump appointees whose votes could shape the outcome. Will they uphold the grand vision of the Trump administration, or will they choose the path of judicial independence? Only time will tell, but one thing is clear: the drama isn't over yet. So, dear viewers, what do you think? Is this a case of constitutional creativity, or are we witnessing the unraveling of traditional legal norms? We'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop your comments below and join the conversation. And while you're here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up if you're enjoying the show. After all, keeping you entertained with the latest political theater is what we do best. As we wrap up another episode of the Trump Chronicles, remember, in the world of politics, the line between reality and satire is often as transparent as a Supreme Court ruling. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and most importantly, stay amused.